Coming out here, we've got number 36 for the Union County Panthers. This is Brian Smith. He's a guy known to kick the ball into the end zone for a touchback. But, I would not be worried if I'm Towns County. If this ball goes in live play, they've got number 5. That's number 5, Garrett Oakes, who can return the kick. And number 6, Will Travis. And Garrett Oakes had a great kickoff return against Hayesville, I believe, taking it 43 yards.
He did, yeah. That was a nice return by Garrett. He's not the biggest guy at all, but he is fast.
He maybe hits that 5'3" mark. He is an incredible player, though, and he plays with a lot of heart and speed, and he's a ball hawk. Here comes the opening kick for today's ball game. Brian Smith kicks this one to Oakes on the left side. Oakes follows the blockers out to the 15-yard line, working right to the near sideline, 25-20. Correction, 25 up to the 29-yard line. Pushed out of bounds there by number 2, Chayton Schaefer, number 10, Ian Harkins.
Well, we were just talking about how fast he is. The Indians had set up a return right on that kickoff. Garrett was able to make it to the wall and have the Indians in pretty good starting field position at their own 30-yard line.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 for Towns County from the 30-yard line. Offense came off a huge game against Hayesville. I believe they can keep that momentum in this game, which I think they have a chance of doing. They have a good chance at staying in this game, unlike some people don't think. And I think they even have a chance to possibly win this game. Here comes Trent Bradshaw under center. Awaits a snap, calls a man in motion. Handoff goes up the gut. And he's going to be tackled immediately for a loss of 1. And loss of 1 on the carry. Unsure. I believe that was number 11 with the carry. Tyler Swanger, he also had a big game against Hayesville.
Yeah, Tyler had a good game against the Yellow Jackets last week. The Indians, I think every drive is important. I think the first drive of each half is very important because it sort of sets the tone for the half. And the Indians, like you say, offense really was moving the ball at will last week, and they want to pick that up again here tonight.
Absolutely. Here come the Towns County Indians. 2nd down, 11 yards to go from their own 29-yard line. This place is packed. Towns is wearing the all blue. Here comes Bradshaw. He's going to be hitting the backfield. A flag, I believe, is thrown at the 30-yard line, and that was Jackson Caldwell able to tackle Bradshaw. Let's see what this penalty is here on the near sideline. Maybe a false start.
Yeah, they're going to say that play didn't happen. That's going to be – so that's 2 plays in a row now for the Indians, and both of them have went backwards. Again, that's not what they're wanting to see. Union County defensive line, certainly they've come to play tonight.
Absolutely, and I saw last week against East Hall, a team that was really good last year. East Hall ran the ball very well. They had a running back last season who had 6 touchdowns, 175 yards. Last week, they had the same running back, and Union County shut them down, just allowing 2.9 yards per carry. This is one of the best defensive lines I've seen Union have in their tenure. Here comes Bradshaw dropping back. He's going to be hit immediately. He's going to be taken down for a sack by number 32, Caldwell, and number 74, Ledford. Nathaniel Ledford with a sack.
Well, Trent had a couple seconds, but the receiver wasn't open. He pulled the ball down to try to buy some more time, but the Indians' offensive line just collapsed under the Panthers' strong defensive line. They've been impressive to me on these first couple of plays here tonight, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got a William Lukert out there who's a big cat. He can really apply a lot of pressure to the quarterback position and even stop the run game. They've got Hunter Kelly out here at outside linebacker. But here come the Indians, 3rd and 19. Crowd is ready to see Towns County play hard against Union. Here comes Bradshaw firing left. He's got a man, and he makes the catch. Picks up 18 yards. That's number 10, Colin Crowder.
Well, let me tell you, Chris, Colin, honestly, I've been watching him in middle school ball, and I'm excited to see what he can do. Colin is an athlete. I'm telling you, he is an exciting player for these Indians. And if he can stay healthy and dedicated, I'm telling you, he's going to put up some really big numbers in his football career for the Indians. 4th down, and you know what? The Indians are going for it this early in the ball game. I think they sense that something's got to happen right here. I don't know. Maybe they're going to try to draw the Panthers off sides. I don't know.
Here's 4th and 1 for Towns County. Like you said, Stewart, Bradshaw gives the handoff up the middle. They got running room, a 1st down across midfield. That's number 9, Gillis. He's got 30. 20-yard line to 15, 10, 5, and he will score a Towns County Indians touchdown. Nice play on 4th and 1, Stuart Nichols taking it to the house. Oh my goodness, Union County was not expecting such a great play on 4th down and 1. Alan Gillis, a guy who played against Hayesville, got injured early on in that game, and what a play there. I believe that's going to go about 60 yards for the score. Towns County gets on the board first.
Big play there by the Indians. We were thinking maybe draw them off sides. I wonder if the Panthers were thinking that they were going to try to draw them off sides. But the Indians just did a zone block to the left, handed it off to him. He made a nice cut. One of the Panthers, I couldn't tell which one, tried to make a tackle, and he broke it, and it was off to the races.
6-0, and here comes Wesley Calhoun with the extra point, and it is good. So 7-0, Towns County leads Union. Thank you guys for tuning in to 97.7 WJUL. We'll be right back in 60 seconds.
It's been a long time coming. The Towns County Indians are now a force and a perennial playoff contender. And Lake 97.7 is set to tee up another Friday night dogfight. So, how about you, Indians fans? Are you ready for some football?
The Towns County Indians are for real, and you can hear every first down, knockdown, and touchdown live on Lake 97.7 FM and on WJULradio.com all fall long.
Back here in Hiawassee, Georgia, and just telling you guys, this is a great ball game to start off a rivalry. 7-0, Towns County leads Union, and we're going to do a quick correction here. That's number 11, Tyler Swanger, with a 60-yard touchdown run on 4th and 1. And Union County just returned the kick out to the 28-yard line. They'll have it 1st and 10.
Yeah, the Indians ran 4 plays, well, technically 5 with the false start. So 3 of the plays, or 2 of the plays went backwards, and then 2 of them went for a score. Really, as far as the Indians are concerned, especially opening here at Frank McClure Stadium, they could not have asked for a better start.
Absolutely, and you just mentioned right before the snap, that's a game-changing play if they can pick up the first down. They not only got the first, they got a 60-yard touchdown. Here comes Union County on offensive side of things. Chad Buzzard with the carry. He's going to be tripped up there by Will Travis and number 5, Garrett Oakes. There's a flag down at about the 34-yard line, and I believe that's going to be on Union. But once again...
Yeah, just waiting to see. No, they're calling a face mask against the Indians.
Oh, wow. Face mask against the Indians. That's going to cost them 15 yards. Did not see who was over there. It was either Travis or Garrett Oakes. But once again, 4th down and 1. Take it to the house, 60 yards. The crowd was on their feet, Stuart. That was an insane play and a great block, as you mentioned there, by Will Travis down the field.
Yeah, and he did a nice job setting Will up and really just opened it up. And after that, it was just off to the races.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 for Union County following the face mask against the Indians. Here comes Pearson Allison, takes a snap, throws it right side. He's got Kyle Morlock, cuts in between the defenders, and has enough for a Union County first down. Gain of 18. He's brought down by number 55, Wesley Calhoun, who also plays kicker for the Indians.
Well, as far as the Union County offense, this is a great start for them as well. They're able to move the ball, of course, help with a face mask, but they're moving the ball right down the field against this Indians defense that was really stout last week against Hayesville.
Here comes Allison in the shotgun, rolling left at midfield. Allison's going to run to the 40-yard line, 35-30, tripped up at the 31-yard line, and he's going to be short of a first down. But a nice quarterback scramble there by Pearson Allison. He's being blitzed by both sides and able to evade. And they're actually going to give the Union County a first down. But just Union County fans out there, a thing I've noticed is number 21, Sawyer Drake, is in this ball game. He has not played a single play this season. He's been injured from summer camps, and he is fine now. He told me he was maybe going to dress out for this game. He's actually out here starting on the far side. And here comes Union County, single back set. Chad Buzzard and Pearson look over to the far sideline, get the play call. Sun is right here in our eyes, but a beautiful venue, Stuart. And
yeah, it's nice. The Indians brought a blitz that time, almost got to Allison, but not quite, and he was able to pick up some nice yardage.
Pearson Allison's going to take a shot down the field, and Kyle Morlock has a Union County touchdown. Kyle Morlock, 6'5", catches a 32-yard touchdown pass from Pearson Allison, and that is Allison's first career touchdown pass, or first career pass of the 2018 season. And, you know, Garrett Oakes, one of the better players defensively, but when you got a guy 6'5" against a guy 5'2", there's not much you can do that's not against the defense there. That's a nice pass by Pearson Allison, a great catch.
Yeah, they had to execute it, and like you say, no offense to Garrett, but the Indians are going to have to make some adjustments because, he's got a foot or more on Garrett, and they'll be able to do that all night.
Absolutely, and here comes Brian Smith. 7-6, Towns County leads. Brian Smith trying to tie this ball game up at 7 with this extra point. Extra point is up, and it is good. Brian Smith ties this one at 7. And crowd still in this one. Union County scores a 33-yard touchdown pass to Kyle Morlock. We'll be right back in 60 seconds.
It's been a long time coming. The Towns County Indians are now a force and a perennial playoff contender. And Lake 97.7 is set to tee up another Friday night dogfight. So, how about you, Indians fans? Are you ready for some football?
The Towns County Indians are for real, and you can hear every first down, knockdown, and touchdown live on Lake 97.7 FM and on WJULradio.com all fall long.
Chris Mathis here once again with Stuart Nichols, and here come the Union County Panthers. Brian Smith kicking this one off, and this one does not go for a touchback. It's going to be Oaks once again, and he's going to do a lateral play here to Will Travis along the left side. Will Travis up to the 30-yard line, 35-40, and pushed out of bounds by Chayton Schaefer near the 42-yard line. And Will Travis, he plays wide receiver for Towns County. It'll make a big play here to set up the second drive.
Yeah, Will's got plenty of speed, those big long legs, and nice. Kind of a trick play, I guess. It's just sort of a reverse there on the kickoff. And the Indians have now twice got the ball with good field position.
Absolutely, and like you said, it was just a quick little handoff during the play that went to the opposite direction. Garrett Oaks took the ball to the right side, saw Travis, did a behind-the-back handoff, and they get the ball out to about the 34-yard line, 37-yard line. And here comes Towns County, 1st and 10, takes a handoff. Takes a snap. Travis's pass is broken up, almost intercepted by a Panthers defender. 2nd and 10, lucky break there for Towns County, as I believe that was number 2, Chayton Schaefer, who patted that one away. 2nd and 10 for the Indians.
Yeah, that ball, Trent was a little late letting go of that. If you're going to throw that ball, you got to throw it sooner than that, or just don't throw it at all.
Absolutely. He threw it into double coverage, intended for his outside receiver, but luckily it was dropped. 2nd and 10. Union County really wishes they could have had that one. Here comes Trent Bradshaw, directly under center. He's got one man in the backfield. That's number 11, Tyler Swanger. And there's going to be a flag before the snap, and going off what I have to say, it's a offsides.
Looked like Trent did a good job. Of course, you never know. Yeah, it looks like they're finally going to mark it. Sometimes those interior linemen will say, hey, the offensive guy flinched. So you don't know until they actually start marking it off. But that was against the Panthers. Good job by Trent with a hard snap count to get 5 free yards. And now you got a 2nd and short. That's going to change your play calling a little bit. You know, from 2nd and 10 to 2nd and 5, you're going to have some different options.
Absolutely. You're looking for more of a short play here. All you need is 5 yards after the penalty there on Union County. And here comes Trent Bradshaw under center. 2nd down, 5 yards to go, like you said, Stuart. Bradshaw waits the snap. Bradshaw's going to keep it, run to the outside, up the gut. He's going to dive near the midfield Towns County logo, and there's a flag that comes in late after that play.
Well, where that yellow's laying, you got to think that that's a holding penalty against the Indians.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're going to call it. Towns County guilty of a holding call, and they really need to keep this momentum going here after that big 4th down and 1 conversion that went for a touchdown, and that was Alan Gillis with a 60-yard touchdown run to start things off. And, you know, pushing yourself back like this, you really don't want that to happen this early in the ball game, because as the game goes on, you're only going to get more tired and, you know, more mentally exhausted.
Sure. And, you know, the thing is, it's like 2 things that'll kill any drive, of course, obvious, a turnover, but penalties. Penalties and turnovers are drive killers, and you just can't have that, especially in a nice, tight ball game. This really has started out well for both teams.
Absolutely, and here comes Towns County, 2nd down, about 13. Will Travis throws the ball. It's intercepted by Ian Harkins with the interception to the 26-yard line. This is Ian Harkins' first year as a starter, and he takes this one back to the 26 for Union County. And I believe, you know, maybe Bradshaw got rid of that one a little early.
Well, actually, I think it was a misread. Either he threw the wrong pattern or Travis ran the wrong route, but they were clearly not on the same page. And, of course, I had just mentioned that two things that'll kill a drive, penalty and a turnover. The Indians did both, and now the Union County Panthers are almost in the red zone to start their second possession tonight.
Yeah, Ian Harkins gets the first turnover of the ball game. It's an interception that gets to the 26-yard line, and Union County will start off at the Indians' 26, 1st and 10. Pearson Allison awaits the snap. He's got Buzzard to his right. Allison pump fakes right, throws it down the field. He's got a man wide open. That's number 20, Caden Rich, and he's got a first down to the 5-yard line. And I believe that was Oaks, number 5, with the tackle for the Towns County Indians.
Yeah, and his helmet came off, and a new rule they started last year, a couple years ago. If your helmet comes off, you have to come off the field for one play. So Garrett is coming off, and we've got Logan Sosby coming in.
Yeah, Logan Sosby, he can definitely handle things on his own here. He's going to be guarding a big, tall guy on the right side. Here goes handoff to Chad Buzzard. Finds a gap, jumps over a guy, and he's in for a Union County touchdown. Chad Buzzard just hurdled a diving defender. And I believe that's a touchdown for Union County to get them back on the board. 13-7 the score. Union County is leading Towns County. And Chad Buzzard had a great game last week. 73 yards, 3 touchdown rushes, and the streak continues for Chad Buzzard.
Yeah, so the Union County Panthers were set up, great field position, great execution. I wonder if the Indians' heads were down a little bit after that turnover, but this is still a ball game, and from what I have seen, now the Indians' defense is clearly struggling, but so is the Panthers' defense, and had a bad snap there on the PAT, but he ended up making it.
Yeah, that was number 36, Brian Smith, to make it a 14-7 ball game. Like you said, Towns County maybe a little down after that interception. You can't have that. They've got to have big hopes for this ball game. They've got a chance, and they're staying in this game. Like you said, both defenses not playing as well as they would like to, Stuart. We're going to be right back in 60 seconds. Thank you guys for tuning in to Lake 97.7.
It's been a long time coming. The Towns County Indians are now a force and a perennial playoff contender. And Lake 97.7 is set to tee up another Friday night dogfight. So, how about you, Indians fans? Are you ready for some football?
The Towns County Indians are for real, and you can hear every first down, knockdown, and touchdown live on Lake 97.7 FM and on WJULradio.com all fall long.
Back here in Hiawassee, Georgia, the score 14-7. Union County leads Towns County after an interception that set up Union County in great field position at the 26-yard line, and Chad Buzzard able to scamper his way in for a 10-yard touchdown run to make it 14-7. And like you said, Stuart, both teams defensively not playing as well as they'd like to, and Towns County can't droop their heads whatsoever. They've got the ball back, 1st and 10. They need to try to get at least a field goal here, or maybe even score a touchdown. They need to keep the scoring alive, and they have to keep their heads up and their composure.
They do, and it was just a misread between Trent and Will on that last pass play. But they just get on the same page, and we can move the ball here tonight.
Here's the play. Ball goes up the middle, maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. Didn't see if that ball was fumbled or if it was just a quick handoff up the gut. And I believe it was a handoff, number 11 there. Tyler Swanger with the carry. Gets back maybe half a yard, close to a yard. And we're 5 minutes into this ball game, and the score 14-7. 21 points in the first quarter.
Yeah, a lot of scoring. Well, I'm not really surprised by it. But, you know, both defenses are going to have to make some adjustments and get settled down.
Absolutely. Here comes Bradshaw. They're going to take a handoff. And he's going to go up the gut down to about the 29-yard line. And that is number 9 for Towns County, Alan Gillis, who had a 60-yard touchdown run on 4th and 1 for Towns County to start things off and get the first touchdown of the home opener for Towns County. Alan Gillis with a gain of about 9. That brings up 3rd down and 1.
3rd and 1, and of course we mentioned it on the drive earlier, but this is a big 3rd down here for the Indians to keep that momentum, because even if you punt from here, Union County's got great field position. We need to keep that ball, march it on down the field, and just eat up some of this clock as we're under 6 minutes now.
Absolutely. Here comes Towns County. It's Bradshaw under center. He steps back, maybe making an audible, looks over to the near sideline to see what the coaches have to say about things. Cornett is not at this ball game on the sideline, and here comes the gut, handoff up the gut. And I believe it's number 9, Gillis, once again. He's close to a first down. What do you think, Stuart?
Yeah, they're going to give him that first down, and that was just all fight because, again, that strong Panther defensive line did a nice job of clogging up the hole. And Gillis just powered his way through and just sort of fell forward to get just enough for that first down.
And that's a big play. Anytime you can get a conversion, a third down conversion, a fourth down conversion, that just starts the drive once again. It's basically like a fresh start. 1st and 10 for Towns County at the 31-yard line. Here comes Bradshaw in shotgun. Bradshaw rolls right, rolls left, going to try to take off with it. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by number 74, Nathaniel Ledford, as well as number 64 for the Panthers. That is Lance Patton, who also plays both sides of the ball.
It's going to be tough for the Indians offense to do any kind of sort of straight runs against this tough Panthers D-line. I know I've mentioned it several times, but this is the first time I've got to see them this year, Chris, and they're very impressive.
Absolutely. That front for the defensive line of Union County is very good. They can stop the run or the pass, and it's looking that way so far today. Here comes Towns County. Bradshaw's going to keep it, fake the handoff, and tripped up near the 30. There's a little scuffle after the play. Not really a fight, but Union County's saying they have the ball. Did the ball pop out? And it did. Union County forced a turnover once again. Not sure how the ball came out, but Towns County turned it over inside their 30-yard line, and they've got to come out here defensively and keep their heads up and really know that they have a chance to play in this ball game and to win this ball game.
Yeah, this is big. You know, after the last turnover, which was that interception, Union County great field position, and, you know, a couple plays, bang, bang, during the end zone. This defense cannot allow that. We've got to be able to hold the strong Panther offense to maybe a field goal try here.
Yeah, absolutely. The Towns County Indians need to come out here with a goal in mind, allow 3 points or less. Touchdown is not in mind, and I believe the official just missed a false start, but Pearson Ellis is going to quarterback keep it down to about the 17-yard line. He has enough for a Union County first down. He's tripped up there by number 24. That's Nick Bradley. And Towns County has to really come out here, watch Pearson Allison, and they know obviously now that he can throw the ball into the end zone. They've got to be worried about Chad Buzzard, but you also just saw a quick scamper there by Pearson Allison for the first down.
And you're right, they missed a false start on the Panthers, and one of the Indians' defenders missed a tackle in the backfield that allowed for that big gain.
Yeah, simple play there to make, and that's something you can't have. Here comes a reverse to Sawyer Drake. He's got to the 15, 10, 5, and he's going to find his way in for a Union County touchdown. Sawyer Drake's first game back in this season. He had a big role last season in 2017, but Sawyer Drake with an end-around touchdown, I believe, goes about 18 yards for the score.
Yeah, nice play call there by the Panthers. Caught the Indians well off guard, and even a couple of the guys that were downfield, the Panthers wideouts were doing a tremendous job blocking on the backside of that play. A lot of people don't understand when you run a reverse, it's the backside blocking that counts, and they did a nice job downfield to spring him loose for the touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely. They ran it to the left side, and they did a quick end around to Sawyer Drake. He takes it to the right side and able to score a 17-yard touchdown. Here comes Brian Smith with the extra point, and that was a pretty kick, and the extra point is good. 21-7, Union County leads Towns County. 4 minutes, 21 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Towns County's got to keep their hopes alive. They definitely have a chance in this ball game. We'll be right back in 60 seconds.
It's been a long time coming. The Towns County Indians are now a force and a perennial playoff contender. And Lake 97.7 is set to tee up another Friday night dogfight. So, how about you, Indians fans? Are you ready for some football?
The Towns County Indians are for real, and you can hear every first down, knockdown, and touchdown live on Lake 97.7 FM and on WJULradio.com all fall long.
Back here in Towns County, here's the kick from Brian Smith, and the official was in the way of the return man. And Garrett Oakes was going to try to catch that ball. It would have been a touchback anyways, but he looked over at the official like, come on, man, give me some space to make the catch.
Well, so the rule is in high school, if the ball crosses the goal line, I think Garrett was going to try to keep the ball from crossing the goal line, and the official, saw the power on that kick, and he did sort of get in the way, but no harm, no foul.
Absolutely. Here comes Towns County 1st and 10. With that touchback, they'll start at their own 20-yard line. They're trailing by 14 points to score 21-7. Towns County really needs a touchdown here. At worst, they need a field goal. They have to get a first down pretty rapidly here, and I'm hoping they do so.
Well, and not only that, but the last two possessions were turnovers. Had an interception and a fumble. And Union County's just had tremendous field position.
Absolutely. With the turnovers there, they set up Union County well. Here comes, I believe that's Bradshaw with the keeper. Maybe gets 5 yards. Just a flag down near the 21-yard line.
I believe that's going to be another holding call against the Indians where the flag is.
Yeah, I believe you're right. It's near the 21-yard line where a inside receiver most likely would have been blocking. And officials will have a quick meeting here at the 23-yard line to decide what the call was. And here is the call.
A chop block.
Chop block against Towns County. Is that just 5 yards? Will that be 10?
No, they're going to mark that off. That's going to be.
There's 5. Marking off, I believe, 10 yards on the chop block. Official gets ready to set the ball near the 10-yard line, and he does so.
Yeah, from the spot, yeah.
From the spot. So it'll be first and 20 now. Towns County, this was not the start they were hoping for on this drive. Inside their own 15-yard line. They're at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, that's not the start we wanted. And just the fact that they moved the ball reasonably well there for a couple of plays there on that first drive. Obviously they scored the touchdown, but it's been all backwards since then.
Absolutely. Here comes the snap. Handoff goes up the gut, and he's going to be met immediately there by number 78 of the Union County Panthers. That's Joseph Rockenball with his first tackle of the ball game. Gain of about maybe 2 on the play.
And Chris, you don't give up on the inside. You got to keep pounding the rock up the middle occasionally just to keep them honest. But I'm telling you, with the strength from what I have seen tonight of this Panthers defense is that line. I think you've got to get outside or some kind of little dink passes over the top of something to get behind that line. They're just too good to run at them.
Absolutely, and Bradshaw's not had much time, so I wish we could get off a pass here, maybe throw the ball. Here comes a flag down before the snap. I believe this is going to get against Towns.
Another false start. Well, and we mentioned about those seniors that came out and was the captains for this game tonight, Chris. And now's the time that we need some of those seniors to step up and take control. Get this team calm back down and say, guys, we can play football.
Most definitely, and I believe Towns County, they're starting to get a little down on themselves, and they can't have that. You've got to have guys like Trent Bradshaw, and I believe Jake McClure just went out there in the offensive line. A guy like him can really get this team and back in high hopes and beliefs, and they have a long second down. I believe this is second down and about 13 or 23 yards for Towns County. They're going to start off from the 8-yard line of their own. Here comes Bradshaw, takes a snap. Rolling right, Bradshaw sets his feet, pass is complete there. One-handed catch by number 9, Gillis, and he's going to be tackled near the 11-yard line. Tackle made there by number 16 for Union County. That's Noah Underwood making the tackle. So third down and 20.
I like the play call, though, Chris, because they were, again, we didn't try to run right at the stout defensive line, just a little short pass running back out of the backfield. Now, that particular play didn't pick up a lot of yards, but he did get positive yards. And quite frankly, at this point for the Indians, we're looking for anything positive on offense.
Absolutely. Third down and 20. Not the start Towns County was hoping for here on this drive. 21-7 to score. 2 minutes, 17 seconds remain. This place is packed with a lot of blue, several purple-colored T-shirts. And here comes Bradshaw rolling left, throws it across the middle, and it is picked off. Once again, Ian Harkins, and he's going to try to get down to the 5, and he's in for a Union County touchdown. Ian Harkins with the game of his life. I know this is his first season as a starter. Gets 6 points for Union County, and now they're going to come out with the kick team to try to get the extra point. So 27-7. And I didn't see exactly if that was thrown into double coverage or if Ian Harkins really just came up and played the ball well.
Well, Chris, I'll tell you what it was. It was the quarterback throwing back across the field against his body, and that leaves the defender all kinds of time to make an adjustment and come up and make a nice play. You'd never, ever throw back against your body like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And here comes Brian Smith on to make this extra point, or at least attempt to. Pearson Allison will hold the extra point. He awaits the snap. Here's the snap by Union County. Brian Smith gets in position, kicks the ball, and that field goal extra point is good. 28-7 the score. We'll be right back in 60 seconds. Here comes the kickoff from Brian. And it's going to be number 5. Returning it at the 10-yard line up to the 15. Cuts inside to the 20, 25, 30. He's got running room to 35, 40, 45, 50 across midfield and finally goes out of bounds. Ian Harkins shoves him out near the 49-yard line. A great return for Towns County. This sets him up in great position offensively at midfield.
Yeah, this is some of the best position. Well, Will had a nice return earlier as well. But this is great position for this offense. But, again, we're coming back to the same story here, Chris. We cannot run at this defense. We've got to get over the top of them or we've got to get outside of them some way, somehow. Got to make smart decisions. And, again, this is the first quarter. We can still make a ball game out of this. But if we don't figure out some way to operate against this defense, it's going to get away in a hurry.
For sure. 1st and 10 for Towns County from their 49-yard line. Bradshaw calls a man in motion. Bradshaw rolling right. He's under pressure. Gets away from the defender. Running up the gut down to the 46-yard line. Trent Bradshaw just avoided a sack. Able to escape. Play a little Houdini there. And get 5-6 yards for Towns County.
That was something he was able to do very well against the Yellow Jackets 2 weeks ago. But, again, that line, they came on a delayed blitz. A guy had a shot at Trent. Trent made a nice play in the backfield to avoid that tackle. But, it's just a matter of, we've got to deal with this line and figure out how to get through there.
Yeah, the Panthers defensive line is causing a lot of havoc on this Towns County offensive line. If they can get that down, get set, they're going to have a chance to move the ball here on this drive. 2nd down, about 6. Here comes Bradshaw. Handoff goes up the gut to number 11. That's Swanger. And he maybe gets 2 or 3 brought down immediately there. I believe that's 32, Jackson Caldwell with a tackle for Union County.
Well, and those couple of yards are big because it puts us in a 3rd and short situation. And the Indians went for it on 4th and 1 from their own 40-yard line, first drive of the game. So we know, really, in their mindset, they're looking at 2 downs here to pick up these 3 yards.
Absolutely, 3rd down and about 3 yards for Towns County. Bradshaw calls a man in motion to his left. Handoff goes up the gut. And he gets about 2 on the play. Tackle made by number 32, Jackson Caldwell, and number 2, Chayton Schaefer. Didn't see who got the carry. I believe it was number 11, Swanger, once again.
And here we are again at another 4th down for the Indians. Of course they're going to go for it. Not even a thought about punting it at this point in the ball game.
Absolutely, and they got the first 4th down conversion. It was 4th down and 1. We saw Alan Gillis take it to the house 60 yards. And
Chris, we're going to come to the end of the first quarter. That's what the Indians are waiting on. They're going to start the second quarter with a 4th and 1.
Absolutely, 4th down and 1. Coming back into the second quarter. We'll be right back in 60 seconds. Thank you for tuning in to WJUL.
It's been a long time coming. The Towns County Indians are now a force and a perennial playoff contender. And Lake 97.7 is set to tee up another Friday night dogfight. So, how about you, Indians fans? Are you ready for some football?
The Towns County Indians are for real, and you can hear every first down, knockdown, and touchdown live on Lake 97.7 FM and on WJULradio.com all fall long.
A big thank you to our sponsors. We just gave them some time with a commercial break. A big thank you to Union General Hospital in Blairsville, and a huge thank you to Hiawassee Hardware on Main Street in Hiawassee. 4th down and 1. Here comes Towns County. Handoff goes up the gut, and they've got enough for a first down. That's number 9 with the carry. Alan Gillis picks up another 4th down conversion for Towns County.
Gillis has had a couple of very nice plays. Of course, the touchdown being the biggest one. But he picked up a first down earlier in the ball game, and that was a nice run on that 4th down play for the Indians. Now they've got it. They've got the ball in good field position now to look to maybe putting some more points on the board and tightening this game up a little bit.
Absolutely. Hopefully Bradshaw can get his feet set and have enough time to get rid of a ball down the field. Here comes Bradshaw. Handoff goes up the gut, maybe a gain of 1, and tackle made there by number 4, Cannon Hemphill. That's number 10 with the carry, Colin Crowder.
Colin, he's a good athlete, but again, that Union County defensive line is just holding strong. The Indians are able to pick up 1 or 2 up the gut, but that's about all they're able to do.
Absolutely, and like you said, Stuart, you can't stop running the football because running the football opens up the passing game, and that's something Towns County, I'm sure, would like to get into and target Will Travis eventually as he's being guarded by 6'3" Caston Hemphill on the defensive side. Here comes Bradshaw rolling left, and he's going to be dropped immediately there by number 30, Hunter Kelly. a loss of 5. He was looking to do a quick shovel pass, but the defender was right in his face, unable to get rid of the ball.
Well, they tried to run an option to the short side of the field. I have seen those be successful, but everything has to be perfect in order for that to work out, because you have less real estate to work with. And they're running toward us on the short side of the field, and he just ran out of room.
Absolutely, and I saw a lot of that. It was very successful against Hayesville, but maybe their front was not as dominant as Union County's has been so far in this first half. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Bradshaw dropping back. Screen pass set up to number 11, Swanger. Swanger's got running room, breaks through some tackles, and did not go down until he's finally tripped up by number 74, Ledford. A nice play there, kept his head up, kept chugging those legs along, able to get 3 yards after initial contact.
So we got another 4th down here on this drive for the Indians, but that was what we were talking about. Screen pass, delay, something like that, just to get past that stout defensive line for these Panthers.
Absolutely. 4th down and about 4 yards for Towns County. They'll be at the 32-yard line, and someone's going to take a timeout. I believe it was Brian Allison, head coach of the Union County Panthers, walks over to the official. Maybe didn't like what he saw, so a quick timeout for Union County. We're going to stick with this one, not take a quick break. We're going to stay with this after a timeout Union County decides to take on 4th down and 4. Towns County really hoping to be 3 for 3 on 4th down conversions.
Yeah, they really need to pick this one up. And Chris, I can't help but wonder. I know that these coaches for the Indians are doing a good job and they're working hard. But just if for nothing else, just for the morale of the team, I wonder what kind of difference it would make to have Cornette on the sidelines tonight.
Absolutely. And I spoke with John Cornette last week when I interviewed Bradshaw and Parker. And Coach Cornette would love to be out there, but, he abided by the rules. He understands what the GHSA has to say and what they mean. And, he's obviously disappointed he couldn't be out there for such a big game. He told me he'd love to be out here, in case they do beat Union County. He wanted to be a part of that. And, they're playing hard for Coach John Cornette, and he's probably here watching the game somewhere, or at least listening to the broadcast. He might be listening to me and you.
Yeah, absolutely. He should be.
He should be. I hope so. He's a great guy, and he really loves Towns County Indian football. So here come the Indians. 4th down and 4. They come out with a running back to the right side of Bradshaw. Shotgun formation. Running back on the far side and the near wide receiver far side and near side. Here comes an end around to number 6, Will Travis. Cuts up field, and he's not able to get the first down. Loses 2.5 yards, maybe 3, and the Panthers swarm there to that end around. That'll be a turnover on downs for Towns County. 1st and 10, Union County at the 35.
We have to feel like that Will needed one more block on that outside. Couldn't quite get it. The Panthers did a nice job. That's assignment defense. They stayed home. They didn't over-pursue. And unfortunately for the Indians, they were not able to pick that up. But now the Union County Panthers have got a long field. They've not even really seen that all night tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been set up good until this drive. And here comes Chad Buzzard with a carry. Avoids a Towns County defender. Brings it up to about the 44-yard line. Tripped up by I believe that was number 11. Correction, number 9, Alan Gillis with a tackle. Gain of 9 on the play for Chad Buzzard, and he continues to run the football well for the Panthers.
One thing you mentioned, I think it was during the break, Chris, but, one of the biggest differences between these two teams, Union County just has more manpower, and most of these Indians got players, they're playing both ways.
Absolutely. You got your quarterback playing both ways, and here comes Buzzard across the middle of the field. He's got well enough for a first down to the 46-yard line of Towns County. He's dragged down there by number 9, Gillis. Gillis playing hard for Towns County. That's definitely a positive. Got a 60-yard touchdown run, and he's got several tackles early in this first half.
Yeah, and he picked up a couple of those 4th and 1, 4th and shorts for the Indians earlier as well. But I think we've got a timeout now by the Indians. They want to talk it over. They're seeing Union County move the ball, and they want to make some adjustments.
So we're going to take a quick break, a 60-second timeout after the Towns County Indians would like to take their first. We'll be right back on Lake 97.7.
It's been a long time coming. The Towns County Indians are now a force and a perennial playoff contender. And Lake 97.7 is set to tee up another Friday night dogfight. So, how about you, Indians fans? Are you ready for some football?
The Towns County Indians are for real, and you can hear every first down, knockdown, and touchdown live on Lake 97.7 FM and on WJULradio.com all fall long.
Back in time for the play after the timeout. Allison completes a pass to Caden Rich for a gain of 15, and that's a Union County first down deep into Towns County's territory to the 34-yard line. And tonight we had just mentioned that, head coach John Cornett was unable to be on the sidelines supporting his football team, leading these guys, but we've got Clay Livingston who stepped up and playing the head coach role for Towns County tonight.
Yeah, and he filled in at the, basically almost for the whole second half against the Yellow Jackets when Cornett got kicked out of that game a couple of weeks ago. And again, I know they're doing good. I'm not trying to make any excuses whatsoever, and I think we may have
I think
a false start, maybe.
Maybe the false start drew the Towns County defensive tackle offsides. Maybe it is a false start, and looks as if Union County is going back.
But with that being said, he's your head coach. He's the guy you've been listening to. He's the one that's been speaking into you, all off season, and with him not being there, and not just with play calling, but again, just the morale and looking some of these guys in the eye and saying, come on, you got to step up. And without that, I wonder how much of an impact that is making.
Yeah, absolutely. And, when you got a guy who takes your team to the state playoffs for the first time in school history, you're going to listen to whatever he says. You're going to definitely take into account how much his word means. Here comes Allison with a screen pass to Sawyer Drake. Unable to hang on to that one. Nobody was in his way. You got to make that catch. Second down for Union County. 2nd and 15.
2nd and 15, and with the Panthers up 28-7 with 9 minutes left here in the second quarter. They're on the march again, looking to put up some more points here before halftime.
Yeah, for sure. 28-7 the score, like you mentioned, and Union County, they're probably not looking to let up anytime soon. 9 minutes to go. Clock stopped after the incomplete pass to Sawyer Drake. 2nd and 15. Here comes Allison with one back set. Allison with a quick shovel pass to Chad Buzzard on his right side down to the 35-yard line. Tripped up. Brought down nicely there by a Towns County defender. That was number 33 who made the tackle, Andrew Griffin. But a gain of about 8 yards for Union County's Chad Buzzard.
And the Panthers have now a 3rd and long. But, yeah, Andrew, did a good job, chasing him down. Another senior, and that's what we need. These Indians need some seniors to step up. But at the end of the day, the Panthers in good field position, 3rd and long. I don't know how good their field goal kicker is, but this may be 4-down territory for them because they're sort of in that odd place. It's too short to punt, really, and it may be too long for a field goal.
Absolutely, and Towns County, this is a big play defensively. This might be the biggest play of the game for Towns County if they can get this stop on 3rd down and 7. Here comes Buzzard around the right side. Instead, Allison keeps it. Blitzed up the middle. They got pressure on him. He evades the defender, has to run out of bounds near the 26-yard line, and he's 1.5 yards, maybe 2 yards shy of the first down.
4th and short now. So the Panthers, again, they're sort of in that sort of odd place, and you have to think that Coach Allison's going to make a decision probably to go for it. Again, I don't know anything about their place kicker, but it's too short to punt for sure. And, now they've actually marked him back well short. So it's about 4th and 4, but they're going for it.
They are. Here comes a handoff to Buzzard around the left side. He's going to be tackled, and he might have broken through, and it's going to be close to a Union County first down. The official stops the clock. And I think
it's just going to be a matter of measurement, Chris.
Yeah, it really is. That is awful close, and they're going to give the go-ahead. It's a first down for Union County.
Well, that was all second effort on his part. The Indians' defense did a nice job of hitting him in the backfield, not giving him any room, but now the Panthers are going up-tempo.
1st and 10, here comes Allison. He's got a running back to his left side. That's Chad Buzzard. He's a senior for the Panthers, had a great game last week, continues to have a pretty good game this week. And here comes 1st and 10. Allison looks back at the center, Colson Daniel. Allison takes a snap. Handoff goes up the gut. Buzzard met immediately. A great play there defensively by number 11 for Towns County. That's Tyler Schwanger once again.
Tyler Schwanger, and also there Andrew Griffin. So, two seniors teaming up there to make a nice tackle.
Absolutely. And now the Panthers are going to take out Chad Buzzard. Looks as if they put in number 6, Sutton, in the backfield. So Towns County probably needs to be aware of the pass now that the lead back is out of this one, taking a rest on the sideline. So Sutton to the right side. Allison awaits the snap. Defense gets set. Allison drops back. They're going to throw it. And down the field, pass is thrown. Did he get his feet in? He says no. The official gave the go-ahead. It was a touchdown to Sawyer Drake. And then he decides his foot was out of bounds, and it was not a catch But a great chance there, just able to get his feet in bounds is what it looked like to me.
Well, I think what happened, if he had held on to the ball, I think when he hit the ground, the ball came out, and that's when the ref was like, no, we're not giving that one to you. But that was a beautifully thrown ball, and he had the Indian defender, Nick Bradley, beat badly. And I'm sure that Allison would like to have that pass back again, just take a little bit off of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And, lucky break there defensively for Towns County. 3rd down and 9. Here's the snap. It's a bad one to Allison. Allison thrown across his body, and the catch is made by number 84, Kyle Morlock, and he's got a Union County 1st down, and they're going to be at the Towns County Indians 9-yard line. 1st and goal for the Indians, for the Panthers and Indians territory. And Allison was running across his body, threw a nice pass there to number 84, Morlock. 1st and 10 now. 1st and goal, 9 yards to go. Handoff goes to Sutton, tries to break away from the initial contact, and he's tackled there by number 55, who plays also kicker. That's Wesley Calhoun for the Indians.
Nice hit by Wesley right up the middle. Didn't give him a chance to do any kind of jump, cut, or sidestep or anything like that. But with 6.5 minutes left here in the first half, the Panthers are looking to put more points up on the board.
I'd love to see a turnover, just hold him to a field goal here. Hands off goes to Sutton, and he's going to be dropped in the backfield there immediately. I believe number 28, Reese Hampton, was the first guy to get a hold of him, but I also see 61 down there, Danny Reagan.
Yeah, so, again, some team tackling there by this Indians defense, and they're working hard here. 3rd and goal from about the 11-yard line. We've got another timeout by the Indians. They want to talk about it to do what they can to keep these Panthers from scoring here with 6 minutes left in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're in goal line territory. We're going to try to take a 30-second timeout, Ken, back at the station, if we can take a 30-second timeout right here on WJUL. Got 6 minutes left in the second quarter. Union County is knocking on Towns County's goal line, knocking on the door, trying to possibly get 6 points here. 3rd down and goal for Union County from about the 11-yard line. Pearson Allison awaits the snap. He gets it. Allison looks left, decides to take a shot, another play, and it's almost broken up. It is Trent Bradshaw, the quarterback, playing some defense, and the wide receiver missed the ball. He had 2 hands on it, unable to bring it down for Union County.
Great play by Trent. He's a tremendous athlete, either side of the ball. And if there's a play to be made, he's going to make it. And we were just mentioning, Chris, if we could hold him to a field goal, that you kind of count that as a win here after that big drive. And sure enough, the Panthers are coming out to attempt to put 3 more points on the board.
Yeah, I know Brian Smith. He's a pretty good field goal kicker. I'm not sure if he's kicked an actual field goal this season, but here comes Smith. And that one is right down the middle. The 3 points will count for the score. It'll be 31-7 Union County. We'll be right back in 60 seconds with more Towns County Indian Union County Panther football.
It's been a long time coming. The Towns County Indians are now a force and a perennial playoff contender. And Lake 97.7 is set to tee up another Friday night dogfight. So, how about you, Indians fans? Are you ready for some football?
The Towns County Indians are for real, and you can hear every first down, knockdown, and touchdown live on Lake 97.7 FM and on WJULradio.com all fall long.
Back here in Hiawassee, Georgia, Garrett Oakes with a return on the kickoff, and he's going to be hit immediately. They hand the ball off, believe it or not. It looked like a handoff as he was getting hit. Maybe it was just maybe I'm wrong. I believe I am wrong. Garrett Oakes is the one that got tackled, but it looks like they tried to exchange a handoff maybe.
I'm not sure. It was weird. Almost like his own player almost tackled him. I don't know if they were attempting a handoff, like a reverse, because they ran that successfully earlier between Garrett and Will Travis. But the Indians, they do not have great field position with under 6 minutes to go here in this first half, but I promise you they'd love to put a drive together and get some points on the board right here before halftime to take some momentum into that locker room.
Yeah, most definitely. Here come the Towns County Indians. 1st and 10. Bradshaw handoff goes up the gut. A nice run there by number 11. That's Tyler Swanger with the carry, and he gets about 6-7 yards on the carry.
That's one of the few times tonight, Chris, that we've seen the offensive line for the Indians be able to get a hole in that stout Panthers defense. Really, the defensive line has really had their way tonight, but the offense did a nice job there. A little hole for Swanger, and he was able to take advantage of it.
2nd down, 3 yards to go for the Indians. They're going to call man in motion to the left side. Delayed fake handoff, and Bradshaw's going to take it to the left side, and he's got enough for a Towns County 1st down. Tackle made there by number 2, Schaefer. Towns County picked up a 1st down, able to get out of bad territory, and they've really, had bad luck early on in this one with the starting field position. But great 1st down there by Bradshaw.
Starting field position and three turnovers. Had the pick six, had another interception, and then the fumble. And give all the credit to Union County for causing the turnovers. But the Indians, when they can hold on to the ball, have been able to move it.
Most definitely. Here's the handoff up the gut, and Gillis breaks through a tackle, tripped up after that by number 16, Underwood. He gets about a yard on the play, and that brings up 3rd down for Towns County. Or is it just 2nd down?
Yeah,
2nd down for Towns County with 4 minutes, 35 seconds to go in the first half.
Yeah, 4.5 minutes. They've got about 70 yards to go, but more, the more pressing issue is they got to get a 1st down here, and this is a 2nd and long. But, you got to understand, you don't have to pick them all up here. They just need to be smart with their play calling and execution.
2nd down, 9 yards to go. Here comes Bradshaw taking a snap, shovel pass to the left side, and that's a gain of 5. That's number 9 with the carry, Gillis. Nice gain there for Towns County on 2nd down. That puts them into a nice short 3rd down opportunity.
Well, that's an identical play we saw that they ran earlier, but the Union County defense was able to tackle Bradshaw before he could get rid of it. But again, that's an option play to the short side of the field. You can take advantage of it because you generally have numbers, but the problem is you have less real estate to work with, so everything has to really be lined up in order for that play to come off without a hitch.
Yeah, absolutely, Stuart. Like you said, less real estate to work with. You're looking at maybe 12 yards horizontally to work with, as opposed if you go to the far side, you got about double that at least. Here comes a handoff up the gut on 3rd down, and he's not going to get anywhere. He's met immediately by that Panthers defensive line. It looks as if number 50, Colson Daniel, might have led that tackle. Correction, that's number 74, Ledford. Ledford and Daniel teamed up to make the tackle. On 4th down and short, what are you doing here, Stuart?
Well, I think the Indians are actually going to punt here, and here's why. That's a long 4th down, and the fact that we're under 4 minutes now, it'll probably be about 3.5 by the time that they kick the ball. They're going to try to give Union County as far as possible to have to drive the ball in order to put more points on before halftime. And don't forget also, Chris, Union County gets the ball to start the 2nd half.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a great decision to elect a punt, and Towns County is also electing to take a timeout. So we'll be right back here on Lake 97.7. In 30 seconds, we're going to take a quick 30-second timeout. We'll be right back here.
It's been a long time coming. The Towns County Indians are now a force and a perennial playoff contender. And Lake 97.7 is set to tee up another Friday night dogfight. So, how about you, Indians fans? Are you ready for some football?
The Towns County Indians are for real, and you can hear every 1st down, knockdown, and touchdown live on Lake 97.7 FM and on WJULradio.com all fall long.
We are back here with you in Towns County at the Frank McClure Stadium. Towns County is going to have to punt this one. 4th down, 4 yards to go. And that's Bradshaw on to punt. And here's the punt down to Cannon Hemphill. Hemphill is going to be tripped up immediately there at the 40-yard line. At first, it looked like he had maybe room and real estate to work with, and Towns County really just swarmed around him, brought him down well.
Yeah, that's kind of a dangerous punt, Chris, because that was a line drive punt. And generally, if the returner has some time, to get ahead of steam, they can really do some but the Indians coverage team did a nice job getting down and, like you say, making that tackle almost immediately.
Yeah, special teams for Towns County has been excellent tonight, whether it be stopping the Panthers' return team or their own return team. They've returned the kickoffs well, and hopefully we'll continue to see that. Here comes Union County, 1st and 10. Allison rolling right. He's a left-handed quarterback, throws it across the middle to number 84, Kyle Morlock, and he has a Union County first down brought down there by number 55. That'll be Wesley Calhoun, as well as number 5, Garrett Oakes. 1st and 10 for Union County now after the completed pass to Kyle Morlock, and clock's a ticking down to 3 minutes, 10 seconds. 1st and 10, Chad Buzzard to Allison's right side. Buzzard looks over to the sideline, decides to take the snap. Allison dropping, looking right, throwing up to number 84, Kyle Morlock, and that is a catch, ladies and gentlemen, by Kyle Morlock. And that was a nice pickup, about 33, 34 yards for a Panthers first down. And that's going to be in Towns County territory at the 10-yard line. And that's just a mismatch you can't do anything about. Like we said earlier, that's Garrett Oakes, who's a great player, but just got the height differential to worry about.
That was good coverage by Garrett. There's nothing wrong with what he did. He's just – the other guy's more than a foot taller than him.
Yeah, absolutely. It was just also a nice pass, but great coverage. Here comes the handoff to Buzzard. Met immediately there by a Towns County Indian defender. I believe that's number 33 once again with another tackle, Andrew Griffin. And like you said, there was nothing Garrett did wrong there. He had great coverage, one-on-one, no safety help, and was able to play the ball well, and just Morlock was able to get up and stick his long arms up and make the catch for the first down. So 2nd and goal from the Indians' 6-yard line, and we're down to 2.5 minutes, 31-7. Union County leading. They're trying to get some more points up on the board before the halftime. Here comes the play. Handoff goes to, quarterback keeper for Pearson Allison. A great faked handoff there to Buzzard, and Allison's going to get 4 or 5 down to about the 1-yard line.
Probably closer to the 1 foot line, Chris. He almost scored, and he actually stretched out right at the end, but the refs were saying he was down just short.
Yeah, here comes 3rd and goal. And handoff goes to Buzzard. He's going to find his way in for a Panthers touchdown. Really nothing you could do there defensively. They were looking maybe to go outside, and it went right up the gut for a Chad Buzzard touchdown. That's going to be a 1-yard touchdown run to make it 37-7, awaiting the extra point. So Chad Buzzard gets his 2nd touchdown of the ball game. And they will also have to play a little defense here. 1:52 to go. Towns County is going to get this ball back before halftime. And, they'd like to score a touchdown. I hope they definitely take a chance at that. Here comes Brian Smith to the PAT. PAT is up, and it is good. 38-7 the score. We'll be right back with Towns County Indian, Union County Panther football on 97.7. We are back with you. I'm Chris Mathis with Stuart Nichols covering the Union County Panthers Towns County Indians football game. And here's the kickoff by Brian Smith. And here's the return by Will Travis, able to avoid some tackles and get up to the 25-yard line. So Towns County with another pretty good return out to the 25.
Yeah, decent starting field position, but, we're under 2 minutes here before the halftime. Union County, you have to count that last touchdown sort of as a dagger, really, into the hopes of mounting a comeback. And that's not to say, anything's possible. I never like to count anybody out, but that's going to be tough. But here's the thing. Again, we mentioned earlier in the game, in the pregame, those 3 teams we talked about, Union County being one of them, and certainly tonight you're seeing that Union County is big, bad, and strong.
Here comes the handoff, and he's going to get out to about the 27-yard line before he stopped getting forward progress. Tackle made immediately by Panthers defensive backs. It looks like number 2, Schaefer, as well as number 9, Mancuso, making the tackle. A nice gain there on first down, gain of roughly 5 yards for Towns County. And they'll have a second down and short. Field position is not bad now that they're out to the 30-yard line. Just a minute, 15 seconds to go, though.
Yeah, and certainly the Indians are not showing any kind of hurry up about them. They're just going to try to milk this clock and get in to the halftime.
Here comes Bradshaw. Handoff goes up the gut, and I believe that's Gillis with the carry. Avoided the first defender, able to stutter step, gets tackled by the second defender after a gain of 2.
Under a minute left now, and third and about 3 or so. But you got to think they're going to snap this ball one more time, and that's going to be pretty much the end of this first half, Chris.
Yeah, it's third down about 3 or 4 yards. Maybe you try to milk this clock down to as little time as possible and take a shot down the field, or are you just really running this one into half?
You know, they may. My concern would be, if the game was closer or something, I'd hate to see another pick six, which, we had earlier. He did pick up that first down, so the clock will stop with 15 seconds left as a reset the chains, but it's going to immediately get going again. But the Indians are out of timeouts, and I don't see any reason why Union County would call a timeout. So that's probably as soon as they mark this ball ready for play. They got 15 seconds.
This is the play you maybe take a shot on. They got the first down. It was Swonger. And Bradshaw comes over here to the Indian sideline.
Yeah, they're just going to let the clock run.
Let the clock run out here. Down to 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and that's it for the first half. The Panthers lead the Indians of Towns County 38-7. Towns County still has to keep their hopes high, maybe make a few adjustments at halftime, and this game's far from over. We've still got 2 quarters to play here, Stuart.
Yeah, absolutely. And, one of the things with halftime, not only let the players catch their breath and let the concession stands make some money, but it also gives the teams opportunity to be able to make adjustments. And, I'm not trying to second-guess anybody, but we've seen the Panthers multiple times tonight go after Garrett Oakes. And, again, that last pass play that they threw over top, Garrett was in great position. Nothing wrong with his defense. But he's going up against a guy that, like you say, 6'5". He's over a foot taller than Garrett. And he just goes up and gets it. I mean, that's just all there is to it. I don't know if maybe they'll make some kind of adjustment to that or not, but they're going to talk about it. They're going to try to regroup. I know that these Indians want to put on a good showing for this amazing home crowd here tonight. This is probably, Chris, about as full as I've seen the stadium in a couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of blue down here in the stands, blue and white, and these guys came out to support their hometown team after a big victory over Hayesville. That was another rivalry game to start off the season, and Towns County was leading 28-24 at half, and Coach Cornett got tossed there in the second half, early on in the second half. And Towns County scored 27 unanswered points. They won the game 55-28. Or 55-24, and they came into this game with a lot of confidence, a lot of momentum, and I can't blame them for that. They had a huge win. They've got a lot looking up for this team. Last season they made it to the playoffs, first time in history of Towns County football. They made the playoffs last season. I believe they won 5 games.
Yeah, 5 games. Now, we've won 7 games a few years ago, but, again, we were not playing a region schedule, therefore we were not eligible for the playoffs. You have to play in region to be eligible for the playoffs. So we won 5 games last year in region and, made that playoff drive. I mentioned in the pregame, Chris, I'm saying when you look at this schedule, Union County Commerce and Athens Academy, those are 3. It's like, whew, it's going to be tough. But that leaves 7 games that we should be in. If we can, if all of our main guys stay healthy and they can, continue to learn and continue to improve, I'm confident we're going to get 5, 6, maybe 7. I'm telling you, I know it may sound like crazy for some people, but the games we have this year, and by the way, might we say that they split the region up to north and south region, so things are setting up a little bit different than what that they used to. But I think things are falling in place for the Indians to make another playoff run this year.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm definitely rooting for Towns County to do so. I really have a lot of respect for John Cornette and the program that he's built. I really like a lot of the players that I've been able to interview for the radio station 497.7 and be able to listen to Towns County players. But like you said, those three teams, those are some big ball games. But you not only, if you do lose in those games, even if they are far shot, double-digit losses, in that case, you still learn a lot about your team. You learn how to get better. You learn how to deal with certain situations, how to face certain offenses. And, Union County, even though last year they didn't have a great season, they're still coming into this game. They're a good football team. And, they dropped down to 2A. This is by no means a bad loss if Towns County does happen to lose this. This is a good football team in Union County, a good football team in Towns County. But they're going to learn a lot after this ball game, win or lose.
Yeah, as long as they can stay healthy, it's fine. And again, so Union County is 2A. They're not in the region. So Union County's, I know, hey, they stepped down to 2A, and they're looking for big things. But like you say, they've got a team that wears red just across the mountain in Rayburn that's going to have something to say about that. But Union County, they look sharp tonight. Overall, the offense has looked good. But the biggest thing for me, this is the first time I've got to watch the Panthers this year, is that defensive line. They are impressive, Chris.
Yeah, they are, and they've really, they've done a great job tonight stopping the run. Towns County able to pick up a couple big fourth down conversions, including in the first quarter. The first touchdown of the ball game was on a 4th down and 1, and they give it right up to Alan Gillis, who really, like you said, he made a quick move, able to shake one defender and takes it to the house. And a big block there by the star wide receiver here at Towns County, Will Travis, and that was a huge play for Towns County. That definitely got the crowd into the ball game. And, I'm hoping they come out here in the second half with that momentum and, that confidence that they're still in this game down 38-7.
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, I know that the coaches are going to be, talking to these guys. Don't get your head down. You're playing a very good Panthers ball club here tonight. And, again, this team – and again, you have to throw in the Commerce and Athens Academy. I know they're single A, but I'm telling you, Commerce could come out here and play with Union County. I guarantee you, Athens Academy could come out here and play with them. But it's like, these games, they're big, they're at home. But all the other games, Chris, we've got opportunity in it. We just got to stay healthy, play smart. If you think about where this game turned around, we had an interception that Union County ended up 2 plays or 3 plays later scoring a touchdown on. The next drive, the Indians had a fumble. The Panthers, 2 plays later, scored a touchdown on. The next drive, the Panthers had a pick 6. 3 turnovers in a row for the Indians, and all of a sudden you're down by 3 touchdowns. That's hard for anybody at any level of football to come back from and to just get your head around and to play through that. And, that's tough. So, the Indians they've got plenty of things to work on going into this week of preparation for next week's game against Andrews. I know they're not thinking about that, and they shouldn't as players, but, that's one of the things we have as commentators, the luxury to sit up here and do, to look down the road. And that's what I'm doing. I'm excited. We've seen some flashes from this offense tonight of what that they can do, and I believe we're going to be able to score a lot of points against a lot of teams this year. But this Panther team, in particular, that defensive line, they're just good. Period.
Yeah, they are, and they're not only just applying pressure to Bradshaw, but they're also really locking down the run game. I know Coach John Cornette would love to be out here with his team. Definitely have a halftime speech to get these guys fired up coming into the second half. They're down by double digits, but like you said, a lot of that goes credit to those 3 turnovers back-to-back drives, and that hurts. Like you said, any level, any team. That's tough to come back from. To even make it, a tough impact offensively, get back out there and have that level head on your shoulders. But let's listen to our interview that Brian Gephardt at the radio station had with head coach John Cornette earlier this week.
So I am joined now by Towns County head coach John Cornette, and the Indians got off to a great start this season with a big win over cross-state rival Hayesville in Week 1, going back 2 weeks now, and the Indians had a bye week last week. And, Coach, let's start there. What has practice been like since that victory over Hayesville?
I mean, it's always great to start the year off with a win. It's always good to say that you're 1-0, But I will say we quickly forgot about that because we know what's coming up, tonight against Union. We got our hands full, and I'm just glad we had 2 weeks to start getting ready for it because they're a very good team.
How is the team looking health-wise? I know it's tougher with smaller schools sometimes. A lot of guys playing both ways, playing teams there as well. How is everybody doing from a health perspective?
Right now, we're pretty good. Our starting linebacker, Hunter Frisk, is still out. He had knee surgery about 4 weeks ago, but he should be back in about 2 weeks. So we'll definitely miss him for the Union game. And, our athlete, Alan Gillis, his ankle's still a little banged up, and he's day-to-day, but we do expect him to play against Union.
What have you seen on tape from this Union County team? I know they've only got the one game there as well. They're going to be playing their second game tomorrow night, too.
Well, like I said, Coach Allison is a friend of mine. He's a great man, and he runs a great program over there. They'll have 22 players on the field, which means we've just got to be in better shape than most teams because our 11, most of them do not come off the field. I will tell you this, if we make mistakes, they'll beat us, and they'll beat us well. So we have to play perfect football Friday night. We've got to play perfect if we want to be able to hang with them and have any shot at all to beat them.
What would a win over Union County, over a school that's a little bit bigger down the road, has had more success recently over the last couple of years? Obviously, you guys had the historic season last year, getting to the playoffs, but what would a win on Friday night mean for this Indians football program?
I mean, there's so many great things about wins right now, but, especially over Union, I think our overall record is 1-29. It'd probably be a miracle, first of all. And, for the town, I think that would just lift our heads even higher and just walk around with that much more respect. I also think that a win against them could possibly assure us a place in the playoffs again just because of the points that we would get for playing a higher division. And I know that they're going to win a lot of games this year. So there's nothing but good that can come from a win against them.
With the kids, I mean, obviously a lot of these kids probably know each other, growing up right down the street from each other. Yeah. Is it something that you've seen in practice that maybe the intensity's a little bit more there, the focus a little bit more there with a game like this?
This summer, as we were getting up early to do our summer workouts and all throughout our 7-on-7s, there was one game circled on these boys' minds. And I know we didn't overlook Hayesville. Hayesville is a very good young team, but I think Union is just a little more of a rivalry than Hayesville offers. Just maybe because we're kind of like the younger brother to the older brother. And, a lot of the guys know each other, and it was cool to know that Union showed up to our game and they were rooting for us, just like it should be. Every Georgia team should always pull for each other. And that's it's just I think the atmosphere is going to be just neat to be part of, especially from both communities coming together. They've had this game marked on their calendar for a while, that's for sure.
Well, Coach, best of luck. And we'll catch up again next week.
Brian, I appreciate it, buddy. Always good to talk to you.
Chris Mathis back here in Hiawassee, Georgia, alongside Stuart Nichols, who's also helping me broadcast this game. And it has been a great atmosphere here at the Towns County High School. This place is packed with a lot of blue and white.
A lot of blue and white, and, of course, being next-door neighbors to Union County, there's quite a bit of purple and gold out here tonight as well. Both teams very well represented. Just sort of to recap, Chris, the game started off like gangbusters. The Indians came down on their first drive, went for it on fourth down, and ended up scoring a touchdown on the fourth and one. ended up scoring a touchdown by Alan Gillis, and that got things started off for the home team. But then Union County came right back and answered with that. And, after that, as far as the Indians' offense, 3 turnovers in a row, a interception, a fumble, and then a pick six. The Panthers scored on each of those, and after that, it was just I believe the Panthers scored on every drive tonight.
I think you're right. We'll do a quick recap, and then we're going to go into our other interview with Towns County players. We had Trent Bradshaw and Jake Parker, but first let's do a quick recap. Towns County scored on 4th down and 1. Alan Gillis took it to the house, 60-yard touchdown run to start things off 7-0. Union County answered back with Kyle Morlock's 33-yard touchdown catch. Union County scored once again in the first quarter with a 9-yard touchdown run by Chad Buzzard. And then in the second quarter, Sawyer Drake made his return on the field for Union County, had a 17-yard touchdown end around for Union County to make it 21-7. Ian Harkins in the second quarter got a 23-yard pickoff interception for a touchdown, 23-yard pick six. That made it 28-7. Then Chad Buzzard took it on a 1-yard goal line handoff to make it 35-7. And then you saw Brian Smith, the place kicker, come out and kick a field goal. I believe it was 37 yards for Union County to make it 38-7. But let's give some recognition to Towns County's Trent Bradshaw as well as Jake Parker, as I did an interview with them earlier this week. And you're listening to the interview right here on WJUL. Can you explain the excitement you and your team had following the 55-24 win versus rival Hayesville on Friday?
Oh, it was great. We went over there confident, and they played great, but we got it. And we always we have fun and did what we did. So
early in the second half on Friday, Coach was ejected following the Gillis touchdown run. You guys were up by 10 points at that time. How did you guys hold your composure and continue to fight so well in the second half and score 27-0 in the third and fourth quarters over Hayesville?
During halftime, we just all talked to each other and said, we got to pull it together. Coach Livingston kept us calm and relaxed and everything, and just raise each other up and not get down.
All right, and you had 197 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns. Not to boast on you too much. I mean, that is an awesome stat line, Trent. You also had 102 yards passing and 2 touchdown passes. How did you feel that you played, and how did you feel how much credit goes towards your offensive line there in such a great game that you and your team had?
Oh, the offensive line played great. I had pretty much all day to sit back there and throw down to Will. Will ran some great routes. Logan Soseby made some great blocks on the edge. O-line played great.
All right, thanks, Trent. Good luck on Friday against the Panthers. Chris Mathis with 97.7 WJUL alongside Jake Parker of the Towns County Indians. And Jake, how did it feel beating rival Hayesville Yellow Jackets on Friday?
It felt great. We put in a lot of work this summer and a lot of time to prepare for that game. So I know it's always a big rival, and just like to thank all my teammates for putting out the hard work this summer and even now.
All right, you play nose tackle for the Indians. You had 3.5 tackles, 1.5 sacks. That's a great stat line there for a defensive tackle. In the fourth quarter, you even lined up in the backfield and ran the ball 2 times. On your second carry, you muscled your way into the end zone. How exciting was that for you to get such a good opportunity and score a touchdown?
First of all, on the plays on the defense, I wouldn't be able to do that. All my friends and everything being there with me, but the fourth quarter I lined up and scored. That was just something we planned out in practice and coaches wanted to do. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that was awesome to see up there from the press box, and you don't see that too often, that a defensive lineman gets to set back there in the backfield. All right, and the rival games will continue for you guys as you host the Union County Panthers at home on August 31st. How do you feel heading into that game after such a big win over Hayesville to start off the season?
I feel great. We got confidence, and we feel like we can beat this team. This team is no doubt a good team. They're going to come out. They're going to play. We got to be on our A game, and I feel like it's going to be a good game.
All right, Jake, I appreciate it, and good luck on Friday.
It's been a long time coming. The Towns County Indians are now a force and a perennial playoff contender. And Lake 97.7 is set to tee up another Friday night dogfight. So, how about you, Indians fans? Are you ready for some football?
The Towns County Indians are for real, and you can hear every first down, knockdown, and touchdown live on Lake 97.7 FM and on WJULradio.com all fall long.
We are back with you here after listening to those interviews. We are very thankful that the Union General Hospital in Union County, Blairsville, Georgia, and a huge thank you to Hiawassee Hardware on Main Street in Hiawassee. Hiawassee Hardware has undergone a remodel, which means more of the supplies that you need, your store with a whole lot more. So thank you to those sponsors for bringing tonight's ball game as the Union County Panthers have been taking on the Towns County Indians. And I believe we've only got 2 minutes, 39 seconds to go until we start off the second half. But, you know, you listen to that interview with Trent Bradshaw and the amount of confidence he has in his football team. And hopefully during halftime he was able to address his teammates and let them know that they still got to come out here and fight hard. They're down by 31 points. But, you know, this is a big game that you can learn from, you can get better at, I believe.
Well, you can, and, you know, you still got both sides of the stadium are full, and you want to perform well always, but especially, Chris, at home. And speaking of home, next week is homecoming, a little early in the season, but next week's homecoming, and I just want to mention the homecoming court for the boys, Andrew Griffin. We've called his name a few times tonight. Lane Denton, Jake Parker, Big Jake scoring touchdowns against Hayesville, Blaine Rogers, Walker Wynn, Will Travis, Tyler Swanger, Trent Bradshaw, Brett Denton, and Lance Sewell. And the girls are Taylor Cornett, Emily Williams, Kristen Byers, Caitlin Crowder, Kenzie Denton, Ella Burr, Jenna Coker, Tori Van Tassel, and Carly Woodard, and Erica Spaniel. And so that'll be next week. So, again, another great reason for the local football fans to come out on a Friday night and support this football program as they're having homecoming next week. And bring your headsets, listen to us online, on your phone, whatever you got to do. We want you to tune in and listen to the program. Yeah, absolutely, like you say. So you can tune in to 97.7 on your radio dial. That's WJUL. Listen to the game live. We usually start our broadcast at 7:05. The kickoff starts at 7:30, or you can also download if you have an iPhone or Apple device, you can download Simple Radio and search WJUL on Simple Radio, and you can listen to the game live. So that's also incredible. And if the coverage is also being broadcast on WJRB, you can listen to it on TuneIn. That's an app for your smartphone. But probably the most convenient way that anybody can listen to this game or next week's game, for that matter, is going to WJULradio.com, clicking the Listen Live button on the left-hand side of the website, and that'll take you right there to the live broadcast. It will. Actually, I was out of town last week. We were driving back in, and that's how I was listening to it because we were out of town. So the local airwaves wouldn't broadcast that far, but the internet certainly did. Absolutely. So we enjoyed listening to the game 2 weeks ago, excuse me. So, and the Indians are getting set to kick off. They want to respond well, but again, the Panthers are getting the ball. They scored, they scored every possession. I believe every possession in that first half. The Indians hopefully have made some adjustments and will be able to put a stop to that here moving forward as we're kicking off the third quarter. Yeah, that's number 55, Wesley Calhoun, will kick this one off to start off the second half. And that's number 2, Schaefer, back to return, makes the catch at the 9-yard line. Schaefer up the middle, and he might do it again. He did it last week, took it to the house, and no, he gets to the midfield and is brought down at the 45-yard line. A good return there by Union County, and I believe that was number 11 who made the tackle, a touchdown-saving tackle there by Swanger. Yeah, absolutely, and you know, Union County, you mentioned earlier about the town special teams have done well covering, and they have for the most part, but certainly that time, Schaefer was able to find a seam. That was really just a middle blocking scheme. They didn't try to set a wall to one side or the other or any kind of reverses or anything. They just blocked straight up, and he was able to bust right up that middle and get Union County once again in excellent field position. Yeah, at the Towns County Indians' 45-yard line. Here comes Pearson Allison. Takes a snap. Handoff goes directly up the gut to Chad Buzzard. And first brought down there by number 11, Tyler Swanger. Another guy came in and helped bring him down to the turf for good. So pickup of 4 yards. Second down and about 6 to go for Union County. I think Reese Hampton was in on that. Reese, he's another young guy but a good athlete, sophomore for this Towns County team. Absolutely. Here comes second down, about 6 yards for Union County. They come in a trips wide set. And Pearson Allison has no running back in the backfield. Allison
trying to get the defense to jump. Here's the snap. Allison looks left, dropping back, does a quick screen play to Sawyer Drake. Sawyer Drake's going to break through a tackle and fight his way down to the 24-yard line. That's enough for a Union County first down.
Well, it's easy to see it from up here. When they're down there rushing, it's tough. But the linemen have got to learn when you're not being blocked, that's a good sign that it's a screen. It's not that you blew your guy off or something. You need to be alert for that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's when you realize you kind of got to drop back and maybe play a little coverage or at least scoot back 5 yards down the field to make a tackle on a screen pass. Here come the Panthers once again. 3 receivers out far side. And Allison's going to take it, fake the handoff, rolls left, going to be under pressure, and they are going to force a fumble. Towns County with a sack, the fumble football near the 30-yard line. I think Union might have recovered it, but that was a good sack there by Towns County.
Yeah,
great pressure.
Buzzard ended up getting on the ball for Union County, but that's one of the few times tonight that the Indians have had any real pressure on Allison, and a good job and a loss of several yards there. And the Panthers were very fortunate because a couple of players were around for the Indians, but literally almost fell right between them, and Buzzard was able to get it.
Yeah, lucky break there for the Panthers. Chad Buzzard able to get the loose football. Second down and about 15. This is probably the longest play we've seen since the Panthers' first drive. Here comes Allison. Throws across his body. Morlock and Garrett Oakes with the coverage. Pass falls incomplete. Third down and 15 for Union County. Good stop so far defensively for Towns.
It was, and I'll tell you, that's probably the worst pass, and that's saying something because he's thrown the ball several times tonight, but that's probably the worst pass I've seen Allison make. And but again, one thing I'm concerned about from the Indian standpoint, we've got Garrett again out here on this 6'5" wide receiver.
Yeah, it's Kyle Morlock. He ran a slant route. Throw was a good 5-6 yards in front of him. Here comes the Panthers offense. Allison's pass is dropped in and out of the hands. It was a high pass intended for Hemphill. So 4th down and 15 to start off the second half.
4th and 15, and the Panthers are going to go for it again. They almost have to. It's way too short to punt, and that's really for a high school kicker. That'd be a heck of a kick.
Yeah, that's 47-yard field goal.
Yeah, so, they're going to go for it, and, hopefully something will happen. They're going to maybe hope for either somebody breaking the tackle or maybe a pass interference.
But even if they don't get the first down here, that puts Towns in another bad situation. If they pick up 8 yards on this 4th and 15, Towns will start off near the 23-yard line. Here comes Allison running right across his body. Morlock made the catch. He stepped out of bounds at the 13-yard line, and that's he might not sure. That's pretty close. He might have enough for a Panthers first down there.
Looks like it was. Not sure what was going on with the coverage, but they were playing well.
They were
off him.
They were a good 5-6 yards off of Morlock, and first down and goal now. Union County picked up a 4th down conversion. That would have been huge if Towns could have stopped them. Still a great drive defensively for Towns besides that one play. Here goes handoff Buzzard, left side. Buzzard hit immediately by number 7, Swanger, and he is swallowed up for a loss of 1.
Swanger's made some nice plays tonight on offense and on defense, and that was a nice hit really to string that play out. And no gain to maybe a slight loss of some yardage there. But, again, Union County's in the red zone looking to put up more points against these Indians.
Here comes Allison. He's got a running back to his left side, fakes the handoff. Allison did 2 checkdowns there, decides to run to the right side. He's got pressure. Towns County applied pressure. He's evading the pressure. Gets to the 15, still dropping back to pass, and he's going to be sacked. The ball came out. Oh, my goodness. Towns County might have just forced a fumble. Allison's got to get rid of that ball. You got 3 guys in your face, and he did not throw the ball away. That's a mistake Union County would like to take back. And, he avoided the sack originally, looked down the field for a throw, and there was 3 guys in his face. I'm not sure who recovered that ball.
I couldn't see who recovered it either, but I assure you this is one of those situations where it's not a good thing that the coach is your dad as well. That was not a smart play on Allison's behalf. Like you say, you either get down, throw the ball away, something. I don't even know because he ran up the field and then he started backing back up. I don't know what he was doing.
That was maybe just a little confidence that he was going to be able to make a play, but great defense there. Handoff goes up the gut. Towns County not quitting, running the ball up that middle of the field, and What a gain of maybe 5 on the play for number 11, Swanger. Once again, he's having a good game for Towns County.
Yeah, we've called his name several times tonight. And the Indians, like you say, they're not going to give up. That's part of, you got to understand, part of their identity, the particular type of offense that Cornette has in place with this little option thing that he's got going. We have to run the ball up the middle. We're going to have some inside dives, inside handoffs, that kind of stuff. And the Panthers have now taken the timeout. They want to talk about it. They had a turnover. Now the Indians had a nice pickup on first down, and maybe they want to make sure that they're all on the same page.
Yeah, well, earlier on this drive, Towns County really sacked Pearson Allison. He dropped the ball, fumbled it really. The ball was in between two Towns County defenders. A running back for Union was able to fall on it. Then they pick up a first down on 4th and 15, get inside the territory of Towns County. It was 1st and goal, and that was the play later on that possession there after the original first down on 4th down that Allison just dropped back and held on to the ball too long and really got brought down by 2 defenders, and that forced a fumble.
Honestly, that was a weird play. Like you say, he escaped. The Indians put some pressure, and by the way, good coverage downfield. The Indians applied some pressure. He got away from it. You thought, okay, he's going to run and just, try to pick up a couple yards, maybe step out. Then he stopped and literally backed up and then got hit by 2 Indian defenders and fumbled the ball. Yeah,
this is his first year at starting quarterback, and here comes Trent Bradshaw. Speaking of quarterbacks that fakes a handoff, and we got a little shoving here after the play between a Towns County Towns County wideout and a Union County defensive back. But, yeah, like I said, that was one of those plays you wish Pearson would have thrown the ball away. And, that'd worse on that possession if he wouldn't have fumbled it. They were in field goal range.
Oh, absolutely. At that point, they clearly were in field goal range. But, the Indians, we've got a turnover. We've picked up a first down now. And, clearly they've made some adjustments and some things. And, they just need to keep this going. So much about football, Chris, is about momentum. And clearly it's been in Union County's favor for a good bit of this game. But the Indians can get it back now. Not sure what happened there to Swanger, but he may have got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I believe that was actually number 10 with the carry, Colin Crowder. I think that's only the second time we've seen him touch the football. But maybe, I don't know, maybe a yard on the handoff, maybe a yard for Towns County. But they did get the first, the play before that, so it's 2nd down and 9. And Towns County, they're really looking to put some points up on the board. The crowd is still here. It looks as if nobody is left. A great turnout for both teams, Towns County and Union County. And Towns County needs to get some points here. Here's the handoff up the gut. And I believe it's Swanger, met immediately there by number 32, Jackson Caldwell. And he might have got 1 on the play if he was lucky.
Yeah, so 2 in a row. We get maybe 1 yard each play. So now it puts us in this 3rd and long. And it's not that they can't do it, Chris, but this offense is not really designed for that. We need to get about 3 to 4 yards on each play. When we can do that, we'll march down the field and put up points. But at 38-7 with 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter, certainly the scoring has slowed down a little bit. But the Indians are facing a long 3rd down. Very important here for this second half.
Yeah, 3rd down and 8, Stewart, from their 34-yard line. Here comes Bradshaw. Rolling right. Bradshaw avoids the sack. Bradshaw's going to take off with it. Goes in between 2 defenders and dives his way close to a first down marker. He might be a yard shy, but got to love the effort and the will there by Trent.
You do got to love it. He's a great athlete. And, again, a lot of pressure from that Union County defensive line for the Panthers. He did have Sosby, it looked like, down the field, but that would have been hard on the run, running toward that. If you've ever played any football, tried to throw the ball, moving in general, it's hard because you really have to plant your feet. But especially if you're throwing either against your body or if you're running toward the receiver, it's hard to do.
Most definitely. Jackson Caldwell with great pressure there on Bradshaw. 4th down and inches. Handoff goes up the gut, and this is awful close. The official's going to stop the clock just to see if he's short or if he had enough for a first down. We await the signal here. Towns County is still sticking out there on offense. They think they have the first down.
The back judge, where he had the ball, looked like he got the first down, but then the side judge came in, and he's almost marking it about a half yard short. It's hard to tell from our angle, but it looks like they're going to bring the chains out just to get a measurement.
Yeah, they need to. I'm looking here with the binoculars, and It's awful close. I'm not sure. Watching the play, I didn't think he necessarily got the first down, but after they bring out the chain, this is looking like it's a great chance of being a first down. They finally get the marker set. Football, and they got the first down,
Wow.
Towns County.
Wow, that's big. And it had to be by an inch. We couldn't see. The ref was sort of blocking our view of it. We need to talk with them about that. They need to get on the other side of the ball. Don't they know?
Yeah.
We need to see this.
Yeah, up here in the press box, we need to be able to see. That's an important play there, 4th and inches. We'd love to see, if they did get the first down, and they bring out the chain, and they do. So first down now for the Indians. And Bradshaw's going to fake the handoff initially, gives it up the gut there to number 10 once again, and that's Crowder. Gain of 3, and he's met there by number 30, Hunter Kelly of the Union County Panthers. So Towns County moving the ball here. You said you like those 3 to 4 yard runs, and that was definitely one of them.
That is the bread and butter of this offense. Now, what will end up happening, Chris, is if, and maybe even right now, but certainly if we could pick up another first down, I could almost guarantee you're going to see them do some kind of fake on that and either run a reverse or some kind of pass.
Yeah, definitely. And here comes Bradshaw, handing it off once again to Crowder. And I noticed I'm not seeing Will Travis out there for Towns County. Hopefully everything's good. He's just on the sidelines. But, all right, third down, picks up a yard on the play. It was another handoff to Crowder. So he's touching the ball here a lot to start off the second half, and that's going to bring up third down and about 5 or 6 yards.
Well, it looks like that's the package they've got in because Gillis is also on the sidelines and so is Will Travis. I just think that the package they have in right now is going to be for Swanger and for Colin Crowder.
Yeah, great point there, Stewart, and that's going to bring up third down and 5 for Towns County. And here we go. Towns County awaits the snap. Handoff goes up the middle to Swanger. He's still fighting his way, but loses some yardage. He definitely did not quit. He ran into a wall of Panthers and finally is pushed down after a loss of maybe 2 on the play, but Hunter Kelly was there to make the tackle, and Swanger's a little slow to get up. Hopefully he's okay.
The trainer's running out. Hopefully he's all right. They should give him forward progress, I believe, on that, which should put the ball at about the 50-yard line, which would be a 4th and 3.
Yeah, I didn't hear a whistle blow. They should have blown the whistle when he lost forward progress. It may just be a cramp now. They're stretching out his left leg, and Swanger has been a big part of this team on both sides of the ball. So we'll be right back with a 30-second commercial break after the injury.
It's been a long time coming. The Towns County Indians are now a force and a perennial playoff contender. And Lake 97.7 is set to tee up another Friday night dogfight. So, how about you, Indians fans? Are you ready for some football?
The Towns County Indians are for real, and you can hear every first down, knockdown, and touchdown live on Lake 97.7 FM and on WJULradio.com all fall long.
No score. All right, we are back with you. I'm Chris Mathis with Stuart Nichols, the voice of the Towns County Indians. We are here at the beautiful stadium that Towns County has. This is the Frank McClure Stadium, and during the daylight, this is one of the prettiest views I've seen to watch a football game, and I've been all around locally in North Georgia. Maybe the other one that kind of competes with this view-wise is Rabun County. They've got a pretty nice area. But I'd still take this field over that one. That's just me, though. Maybe that's a little biased because I announced for Towns County, but who knows?
Hey, we'll take some home cooking. But, no, it is absolutely gorgeous and has been a gorgeous night for football. A little warm to start the game, but it's definitely cooling off now. It's just perfect. And during that injury timeout when they started the clock, it ended up – what?
Oh.
Yeah, we flipped sides.
No, it's not 4th and 8. It's not.
Yeah, they've got it marked at 4th down and 8.
The things are wrong.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but it is 4th down for Towns County, but it looks like the markers are a little off.
Oh, you know what? They said that they did not give him forward progress.
Oh, wow, yeah. Towns County does a trick play, and there's a flag. That's got to be pass interference.
That should be an automatic first down for the Indians.
That's the first shot down the field I've seen they've thrown to Will Travis, and that was number 10 throwing the football. Colin Crowder did a little trick play, Bradshaw gave it to Crowder, and Crowder chunked it down the field, but that flag was thrown at the 30-yard line. It looked as if Hemphill maybe got a little bit too much of him, and they're going to mark this one off. That's going to be 15 yards. So that's an automatic first down.
Well, it's an automatic first down. So in high school ball, Chris, it's 10 yards from the spot. And so, but either way, the Indians get a first down on a penalty. And like you say, we've really not seen them take those shots down the field to Will, but they sure did that time.
Yeah, they did. And we're about a minute into this fourth quarter. Here comes a handoff up the gut, and he fights his way forward. That was Swonger up to the 41-yard line. A nice carry there. Tackle made immediately by number 6, Sutton of Union County. So second down and about 4 yards to go. Starting the fourth quarter, they flipped sides. So originally Towns County was going from right to left. Now they're going from left to right with this football. Second down and about 4 yards to go.
Well, and I'll just go ahead and say this is the way they were heading when they scored the touchdown earlier too, so we'll take it.
So, yeah, most definitely. Let's see if that can happen here. If you're a superstitious guy, this is one of those things you look forward to. Here comes Towns County. Handoff goes up the middle, and he's met immediately there. He might have fought his way forward for a yard. Union County did a good job defensively of pressing that hole, and that's Jackson Caldwell with the tackle. He's a little slow to get up, but he looks fine. He walks this one off.
Nice second down play here. The Indians have third and short inside the 40-yard line, under 11 minutes to go in this ball game. They want to put more than that one score up here tonight, Chris.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. This crowd, I'm telling you, has not emptied out whatsoever. 38-7 to score, and Towns County fans are still here. Here's a snap. Handoff goes up the gut, and he's able to fight his way forward. Union County's trying to strip the ball from the running back, and while they were focusing on the ball, they allow the running back to pick up a first down on third down. 1st and 10 now for Towns County.
And I guess the refs are saying that the Union County guy got off the field in time, but when Towns County actually went down to start that play, Union County actually had 12 guys on the field.
Well, I didn't catch that, but yeah, I wasn't looking.
And he was running off. I think he was technically still on the field, but it was really close. So I guess the refs are saying that he got off just in time.
Yeah, I just wasn't looking against that far sideline because Union County's far sideline a good distance away. So here comes Towns County now. 9:40 to go. Handoff goes to the right side, and he still fought forward for a yard or so. They're still continuing to run this football. They're not worried about this defensive line. They still have faith in their running backs and that running the ball will open up the passing game. But Jackson Caldwell there makes the tackle. Gain of 3.
Yeah, and so he picked up those 3 yards. Hard foul, but they will not go away from the run, Chris. You're going to see that all year from the Indians, regardless of what the score is. That's just sort of their identity. But you got to understand those runs are setting up other things, whether it's reverses. We saw earlier the halfback pass, whatever it is. Those runs are setting up other plays.
Yeah, I love this offense that Towns County has. Here goes a trick play. It's a handoff to number 24. Well, not really a trick play, but it's the first time Nick Bradley's touched the football for the Indians.
Well, and again, so that was sort of an inside draw from one of the wing guys. And again, so that's the kind of stuff that some of these other players are setting up. And each play is going to set up the next play, and that play is going to set up the next play. But the main thing is right now, inside the 30-yard line, inside 8.5 minutes, and they've got a 3rd and long here.
Yeah, 3rd down and 7. Lukert made the tackle there for Union County, and the crowd is still into this ball game. They're cheering. The band's making a lot of noise for the Indians. Here comes Bradshaw taking the snap, and there's a flag down before the play officially gets underway. Hopefully it's not a false start.
It's going to be a false start. Unfortunately, everybody I saw these videos on YouTube or whatever. That was a false start on everyone but the center.
Really?
Yeah, he was late snapping the ball,
and everybody else
else went. Yeah.
Yep. So the clock will continuously run. It's 38-7, and here comes Towns County, down to 8 minutes 10 seconds. Union County has a pretty good crowd here as well, but gotta love the blue and white we're seeing. 3rd down and 12. Here comes Towns County, and another flag before the snap. Is that going to be back-to-back false starts?
Well, again, we mentioned this earlier in the game. Penalties and turnovers, drive killers. Here, back-to-back plays, the Indians had 2 penalties against a team that is much bigger, much deeper, like the Panthers are than Towns County. You cannot turn the ball over, and you cannot have penalties. And false starts penalty. I mean, coaches don't mind if it's a get after it kind of penalty, but just not snapping the ball on time or jumping.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are things that'll drive a coach crazy.
Bradshaw hands it up the gut to number 15, Blaine Rogers. And he gained 2 on the play. That's going to bring up 4th down and 14 for Towns County. What are they going to do? They're in Union County territory here. They're going to try to punt this, or they're going to try to just keep moving the ball within definitely under that 8-minute mark. We're at 7.5 minutes to go in this ball game.
Oh, they're not punting at all, Chris. The question is what kind of play do they have in that playbook that Cornette's handed off to Livingston tonight that's going to get them 15 yards?
Here comes the snap. Bradshaw calls a man in motion. Handoff goes up the gut, and another flag comes down. That's got to be another false start for Towns County, and these penalties are just really shooting these guys in the foot, and that's another false start on Towns. 3 in a row.
Yeah, we need to get in our playbook again, and now we need to find a 21-yard play in our playbook. It's just I've been pleased with how they fought here in the second half, very much so, but
yeah, no score so far in the third and fourth quarter.
By either team, but it's just a matter of still seeing these penalties that they don't need to have.
Yeah, absolutely. So that'll bring up 4th down and long for the Indians, and not necessarily the situation they wanted, as they just had it 1st down a few minutes ago. Handoff goes up the gut. They're just going to get 2 yards on the play. Didn't want to really throw the ball, and that'll be a turnover on downs. Union County will get the ball. They still have their starters out there, 38-7. Roughly 6 minutes to go in this ball game. It's a big-time rival, and we're definitely glad you've tuned in with us here on WJUL. I'm Chris Mathis with Stuart Nichols. And that'll be 1st and 10 now for Union County from their own 39-yard line.
And, Chris, I'm a little surprised that the Panthers do have their starters out. You just hate somebody to get hurt this late in a ball game in a game that's already won.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. It's not really worth that. There's a huge difference between your first-team starters and your second-team depth. Here's a pass, and it's intended for Drake, and it's broken up. Great coverage there by Towns County number 24, Nick Bradley, covering Sawyer Drake, incomplete.
Yeah, good coverage there by Nick. Maybe he's making up for those false starts there a minute ago. But that clock just, keeps on running. We're down at 5.5 minutes left. Certainly, Union County having their starters in. They're still working on some stuff.
They're still
trying to figure some things out.
Here comes the snap. Handoff goes to Buzzard around the left side. Buzzard tiptoes his way out to the 46, 47-yard line. Finally shoved out of bounds there by Will Travis as well as Nick Bradley. Gain of about 7 or 8 on the carry by Buzzard.
3rd down here for the Panthers. 3rd and short, just right at midfield. Under 5 minutes when this ball snapped.
So here comes the snap now. Handoff goes up the gut to Chad Buzzard. He's got running room and a 1st down to the 36-yard line. And that's enough for a Union County timeout, 1st down. They will continue to run this clock out down to 4 minutes, 46 seconds. Towns County hoping to force a turnover of some sort or prevent this Union County offense from scoring.
Yeah, absolutely they are. And Union County's got their eyes on putting some more points up against these Indians.
Yeah, they're moving quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Here comes the screen pass to Drake. Pushed out of bounds there by a Towns County defender. That's number 88, Bradley, Trevor Bradley. Are they brothers? Do they have any correlation there between Nick Bradley and Trevor Bradley?
Yes, they are, and I will say this is that Nick that time made a nice job fighting over the screen to get the initial hit. He didn't make the tackle, but he certainly messed that play up for the Panthers.
Yeah, he definitely did. Here comes Pearson rolling right, and it's almost, I don't know if it was almost intercepted or if it was just almost batted away there by Wesley Calhoun. A great play there. The pass falls incomplete. 3rd down and 10 for the Panthers.
Great play by Wesley, but I'll say this. Had Allison been able to get a little more air underneath that ball, the receiver was open.
Yeah, he definitely was. He kind of just shot it a little lower, kind of at the waist area of his receiver. Here comes 3rd down and 10. Clock is at 3.5 minutes. Low snap. Allison fires across the middle, and it's incomplete out of the hands of Hemphill, and Will Travis there playing safety with a pretty nice hit on Hemphill to knock that ball loose.
Well, not only did he hit Hemphill, but he also hit Trevor, and I think Trevor maybe got the worst end of that deal. But that's the kind of stuff you need to do early in the ball game so that the next time that receiver comes across the middle, he's thinking about you and not thinking about the ball.
That's exactly right. Will Travis got a pretty good lick there on Hemphill. So 4th and 10 now. Panthers come out with no running back, 5 receivers. Allison, quick screen pass to Drake. They've been doing this all night. Drake breaks through the tackle down the 20-yard line, cuts inside 15, 10, 5, and he will score a Panthers touchdown. He just ran through 4 Towns County defenders and a huge touchdown, I believe, of 37 yards for Sawyer Drake. That's his second of the ball game, but Sawyer Drake had one man to beat there at the goal line. It was Wesley Calhoun, who definitely did his best to try to bring him down, but Drake able to shake him off and score a 37-yard touchdown for the Panthers.
Well, and unfortunately, that was not how that the Indians wanted that drive to end out. 4th and 10. But again, these linemen have got to recognize when that offensive lineman lets you go, dude, it's a screen, turn around.
Exactly. And, I'm not sure if they weren't aware of that once again. They've been pretty successful on the screens. I believe they're 3 for 5 on completing a screen pass. 2 of them were dropped. Here comes Brian Smith. The holder bobbled the snap, and the extra point is good now. So it's a pretty nice lead for Union County, 45-7. Now we're starting to see some fans from both sides starting to exit this venue, and we're going to be right back in 60 seconds. Thank you for tuning in to Towns County Football on Lake 97.7. We are back with you. I'm Chris Mathis alongside Stuart Nichols, and here's the kickoff by Brian Smith. Here's a return man for Towns County, fighting away from the tackle, and once again, that's number 10 with the football for the Indians. He's gotten the ball, and tackle made there, 6 Sutton for the Union County Panthers. So Towns County down 45-7, 2.5 minutes to go. You might try to get some plays here to look on for the next game, what type of plays you want to work on. That's what I would do personally. I'm not sure if that's what they're going to do. 1st and 10. Hopefully they try to move the ball down the field. And Union County still has the starters out here, which earlier you said that's kind of risky, up by 38 points.
Well, I did notice, looks like that the Indians have brought in Kyle Oakes, which is the backup quarterback. So the Indians have got in their second guys here to finish out this ball game. Just try to give them some experience.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Good choice there by Clay Livingston, who's filling in as the head coach role, as Cornett was unable to coach today's ball game. But he will be back for sure next week as the Andrews Wildcats that were 0-2 today. I'm not sure how they did tonight.
I'm not sure either, Chris.
But the Wildcats come in. They haven't won a game that we know of. They come into Towns County next week, and it's homecoming for the Indians. So that's going to be huge. Make sure you guys either come out and support the Indians for the homecoming, or you come and listen on your radio dial to 97.7 WJUL.
Or do both.
Do both. 2nd down and about 6. Handoff goes to the left side. That's the first time we've seen number 28 get the football. Reese Hampton, who's a sophomore, he gets 4 yards. 3rd down and roughly 3 yards. And down to 1:07 here. And they're going to give him a 1st down. At first, it looked 2 yards short, but the official's going to give it to him. And nice play there by Reese Hampton, who gets a Towns County 1st down, 55 seconds. Union leading 45-7 over the Towns County Indians. 1st and 10 now. They've got the backup. Handoff goes up the middle once again, and it's a fumble football. Hunter Kelly stripped the ball loose for the Union County Panthers. I'm not sure if he was down or if they're going to call that a turnover, and they did. Hunter Kelly with a nice play to punch that ball out. And then again, it's the second team for Towns County. So, of course, Union County is going to try to, they take advantage of that, and they did. They forced a fumble, so now Union County will have the ball if they even get a playoff. 21 seconds.
I don't believe Union County is even going to attempt it. They're happy to go home, best as we can tell, injury-free with a big win against the Indians tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, and players shake hands at the 30-yard line. Good sportsmanship. This is a huge rival, Stuart. Huge rival between these two teams, Union and Towns. And it was a great game. It was a lot of fun to be here with you. And we're going to do a quick recap with you guys, and then we'll head out and lock things up as the Union County Panthers come to midfield. They meet the Towns County Indians, and they're going to line up and give a high five to both teams. You know, we cover both of these teams. Union County is typically on 95-1. Towns is on 97-7. So we did our best to be as equally fair with both teams. And early on in the first half, it was very easy to do so.
Yes.
But at Towns County, you know, they gave up one touchdown, I believe, in the second half.
Yeah, one touchdown. And more than that, I mean, obviously, Union County's offense is very good. They're very good. And the Indians' offense at times showed some flashes.
For sure.
But, again, my hat's off. My biggest takeaway from this is wow for the Union County defensive line. They are good.
They are. And, you know, I knew last week when they played East Hall and shut down their team to averaging 2.5 yards per carry, 2.6 yards per carry. You know, I knew that they had a chance to be the real deal, and tonight they came out and locked down Towns County run game. But a lot of props goes to both teams as they definitely played whistle to whistle, first kickoff to the final kickoff. And, you know, even though Towns County was pretty much out of this game at halftime, they did not quit. I never saw this team give up whatsoever. And Union County did a good job, too, of, you know, being a class act about being up by so much. So mad props go to both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Union County, especially now being down in Double-A, again, except for the Wildcats that they're going to have to face. You know, I think the season's looking good for them. They're definitely a solid program, great defensive line. Allison, except for that weird thing he did over here with the turnover, again, that was just odd to me. But anyway, he made some smart plays, mostly good passes. He had a couple balls that were dropped, and he had a couple he just missed.
Right.
The throw wasn't on the money.
And that happens.
It does happen. But Buzzard is sharp, good running back. So Union County definitely should keep their heads up for what is coming for them this season. The Indians should not get down tonight. Union County is a bigger team, bigger school. I know they're next door, but these Indians are a talented bunch. And I'm telling you, Chris, you mark it down right now. 5 is not enough for us. We're going to get 6, maybe 7.
Let me write that down, Stuart.
Write it down.
All right, I got it. 5 or 6 wins by Stuart Nichols there. Let's do a quick recap of tonight's scoring. Towns County came right out the gates offensively. They came up with a 4th down and 1 conversion. Alan Gillis took it 60 yards to the house, and that was incredible for the Indians. A lot of emotion in the crowd, and everybody was up on their feet to make it 7-0. The Panthers answered back with a Kyle Morlock 33-yard touchdown reception to tie it up at 7. Then Union County goes up 14-7 with a 9-yard run by Chad Buzzard. And then in the second quarter, Sawyer Drake, who's missed this season, had an end-around touchdown that went 17 yards to make it 21-7. Then Ian Harkins had a 23-yard interception for a touchdown, 28-7. Chad Buzzard took it for 1 yard on the goal line to make it 35-7. And then Union County's Brian Smith came out, made a 37-yard field goal to make it 38-7. And the second half, both teams defensively looked well. I thought so. And, you know, maybe teams weren't playing as hard as they were offensively in the first half, but still defensively there's a lot to take away from for both teams in the second half. And you saw the last touchdown of the ball game happen just a few minutes ago, a 37-yard touchdown catch by Sawyer Drake to really put the icing on the cake for the Panthers. But we definitely appreciate you guys tuning in to today's broadcast. And Union County 2-0 now. They played East Hall, a 3A school, play a very good Towns County team. You know, they won both of those games. Now Union County will host Fannin County and a huge rival. So Union County and Towns have had a lot of rival games to start off the season, and that's big for Union County to play Fannin at home.
Well, it is, and like you say, sort of the way the thing's set up. So with Hayesville, they're out of state, so they're out of region. Union County, they're 2A, so they're out of region. So we call them rival games, but they really don't count. So you get a lot of those don't count games out of the way early in the season. And, of course, next week for homecoming, we got another one playing Andrews, North Carolina. Again, I just looked for an update. I did not find an update, but they're winless so far on the season. But I know that they're going to come in here and they want to play these Indians hard next Friday night. So make sure that you come out, support your Indians for homecoming, tune in. Or like I say, bring your phone, some headphones, and do both. You get to listen to not only me and my redneckery, but you get to hear the smooth sounds of Chris,
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And don't forget, guys, next week's game, Union versus Fannin, will be on 95.1, the Talk of the Mountains, at 7:05. And we'll be covering the game here. I'll most likely be covering the game here in Towns County on 97.7 at 7:05 as the Andrew Wildcats come into town to take on the Indians. And Towns County, they have a lot to look forward to. They're a very good football team. They take on Andrews Wildcats at home. I'm hoping they keep their head up and work hard this week in practice, and they come out and get a big win against Andrews.
They will, and Coach Cornett will be back, and I know he's excited about that. This team will be excited. And, again, things are looking good for both teams. Saw some good things. They both have some things to work on, but things are looking up. Chris, I appreciate it. Enjoyed tonight, and we will get back with you soon.
All right, thanks, Stuart. You have a good night. We appreciate it, and that'll do it for our coverage of the Union County Panthers-Towns County Indians rivalry matchup on Lake 97.7.